I keep getting asked the same question about Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Will the fight ever happen? Okay, and let me counterpunch. Well, I think Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua will eventually fight, but I think it will be at a totally different time. The time frame will not be this particular time frame. And what I mean, it won't be in 2024. It may be maybe in 25 or 26 on down the line when the fight has fizzled out interest. I think that fight will be somewhat of a Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. Two people from the same country, two rivals. One's more popular than the other. One's had more success than the other. They both had their levels of success, and then they finally fight, and then you see who's the best. Bars. That's what I see. Why? Because what's lined up now, the Day of Reckoning plus what's the other caption? Circle of Fire or something like that, right? Well, even if Joshua beats Wilder, which is a difficult task all by itself, because anybody can outbox Wilder, but then anybody could be knocked out by Wilder too. Okay, so that's, that type of fight, it's a nail biter, right? So we don't know the outcome. And Tyson Fury has to beat Usyk. And if he can't beat Usyk, which I don't think he will beat Usyk, I don't say he can, because I'm not telling people what he can't do, but he may not be able to. And I don't think he will beat Usyk. So if he doesn't beat Usyk, it will be another situation where Tyson Fury loses all the belts and he may go in exile for a while, but this time it will be in reverse versus his victories. It will be because of his defeats. Okay, and because of his defeat, he will have to deal with that his own way, whatever he did. Maybe the same way he dealt with his wins and his accomplishments, right? But I think maybe you might see a fight if Wilder beats Joshua and then Usyk beats Fury twice. Okay, because he has to do it twice with Fury, because Fury, they have a two-way rematch clause, and we already know by the manager of Alexander Usyk, Alex Krusuk, right? He said that they will gladly give him a rematch, and that shows you that those guys are very comfortable and confident that they will beat Tyson Fury. So that may be a way right there if you were looking for a way for these guys to ever get in the ring, But I'll tell you, these guys fighting versus the intrigue of them fighting at a point of time when they're popular, I don't think when they fight it will be that important. People weren't jumping high in the sky early last year when Kell Brook beat Amir Khan or when they finally fought. I mean, it didn't matter because the interest, people waited so long that, people were just over it. They were over it. So I don't think it will matter if they keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Especially see Tyson Fury, he has the opportunity. he beat Deontay Wilder, but we all knew who the third person was. The third person was Anthony Joshua, the three-headed dragon, And if all of these three-headed dragons get beat, that fight will lose interest. Okay, so if Usyk beats Tyson Fury, it will lose interest. Simple. You know what I mean? I like to compare guys like smaller guys moving up. I like to compare Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua to Oscar De La Hoya and Sugar Shane Mosley. Because if you guys can remember, back in those times, sure, you had Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis and Roy Jones, but then you had a real interest in welterweights, okay? And in the comparison realm, you had Sugar Shane was one of the best. Oscar De La Hoya was one of the best. But then you had a guy that came along at one point and beat them all, Manny Pacquiao. Okay, he beat Sugar Shane Mosley and he beat Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? He had Shane Mosley fighting on a retreat, and I never seen that ever. Sugar Shane Mosley fighting for survival? Never seen that. My foot, right? But this may be a time where Usyk does the same thing. He beats AJ and he beats Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But we will see. And I think that will be the only way they fight. And when they fight, it will be later on. You guys tell me what you think about my counterpunch on the possibility of Anthony Joshua ever fighting Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!